Always been a fan of Lil Kim ever since she first came out. Bent over on her album covers. I knew she was gonna make a difference. Lil Kim care about the people, and that's why the people care so much for Lil Kim. A lot of people say she the reason why HIV is running rampant in the black community. Before her, we ain't never seen no hoochies the way we seeing hoochies today. But whatever negative things y'all got to say about Lil Kim, y'all got to take that back right now. She out there walking and marching for all of the people out there in Atlanta affected with HIV. It's skyrocketing. It's a pandemic. Atlanta reportedly sees 20,000 HIV cases in the last year. So it's getting worse. You might not want to touch somebody in Atlanta. And it's not just the A-Town, it's in Houston. It's in other places too. They just got done doing Pride Week, and that ain't got nothing to do with this right here, because people that's out in the open with who they are, they're not the problem. It's the people that's on the DL that's the problem. It's people out there giving up their goodies, turning it to baddies while calling themselves baddies. That's the problem. But Lil Kim and so many other celebrities is stepping up to try to make a difference. But that really don't matter if the people out there don't try to make a difference. I need y'all to listen at this real quick, because when I heard it, it broke my heart.
In the last 8 months, Atlanta alone, have reported 20,000 HIV cases. I don't know how many times I can say this, but I'm going to say it every day if I have to. You need to keep your legs closed. I don't know what the hell is going on, but sex is not one of them things that you need to be doing. It's not worth dying for. And I don't care how good the medication is now. I don't care that it is now not a automatic death sentence like that as it used to be. I don't care. Keep your legs closed. 20,000 cases in the last 8 months in Atlanta. Is it worth? I wish I would even go visit down there. It is not going to happen. And unfortunately, I know some people that have contracted it. To be truthfully honest with you, all of them happen to be men. It's not worth your life. Protect yourself. Leave it alone. Go get tested together. Know your status. Take PrEP.
Okay, man, let's be real about this, y'all. Sex is not the problem. That's a natural instinct that all human beings have, regardless of what race you are. It's a shame that certain people being systematically targeted for doing something that all people do. You got brothers out here leading in heart disease because they like to snack or whatnot. Who don't like to snack? Who don't like sweets? But how come certain people get hit the hardest or get penalized for doing something that all people do? I watch the food travel shows. People in other countries ain't eating no more healthier than people in America, but still, it's systematic how some people are more affected than other people. You can't tell people to quit having sex. That's something that people gonna do. And it's not a crime. If you promiscuous, you wouldn't be the first person in history to ever be promiscuous. It's systematic, man. It seemed like they targeting specific people, and I ain't gonna say who. But y'all know who I'm talking about, man, because this thing is getting out of hand. It's true people could strap up, but condoms break. Unless you gonna saran wrap your whole body to keep from contact. They saying don't touch nobody, don't be around nobody, don't interact with nobody. So now we in an anti-social situation because people concerned about their health. But the truth is, we gotta get to the root of the problem. Who out here pouring this Kool-Aid or whatever it is, man? It gots to be in the food. But that's Negro here. No, y'all gotta let me know how y'all feel about it. It's so much more information I want to share with y'all that's gonna have you over there scratching your head. Cause Atlanta is a hot spot. Hold on, run that back. Go ahead.
My homeboy got married to his wife 10 years ago. He had his first child 9 years ago. She looked at him and told him, she was like, you can name all the boys, let me name the girls. The only rule is you can't name them none of that anime shit. Don't name them Goku or Naruto, none of that anime shit. He was just like, okay, cool, I got you. First boy was born and he named him Dante. She was like, oh, okay, cool. Everybody was like, okay, cool. Fairly regular, normal name. Cool. The second boy was born. Named him Brian. All right, Brian, that's normal as shit. Ain't nothing anime about that. Cool. 2 years ago, had another boy. Named him Zion. Was like, oh shit, that's what's up, Zion. All right, okay, cool. His wife was like, thank God, because knowing him, he would have tried to name our son Pikachu or some shit. Every time we spoke through text messages and he would talk about the kids, he would just say the kids, the boys, the kids. 20 minutes ago, he sent me a text message and he was talking about the kids, but this time he spelled their names out in the text message. And this is the first time I looked at all of their names in one place in a text. Dante, Brian, Zion. DBZ.
See, and that's the reason why a lot of the kids growing up fruity, because they got fruity fathers. It's not the mama fault. People talking about single motherhood is the reason why the boys turning out the way the boys turning out. But the truth is, they daddies been zesty. But men be hiding this stuff like chameleons. If you leave it up to a man to name his son, he might name him Shasta or some shit like that. And then when these boys grow up and they got that Hawaiian silky weave going all the way down their back, people want to blame their mama. Now the HIV rate is high in Atlanta because a lot of straight men don't know that they dealing with men. They seen the baddest chick they ever seen in their life. Come to find out it ain't even a chick. That's happening a lot out here too. So it's getting real scary. People are scared to interact with each other. There's women that look like men. Got a full beard, goatee, and everything. You wouldn't even know that it was a woman. That's the times we living in right now.
Story time on how
Hold on. Y'all need to listen to this. Get that set up. Listen.
Story time on how I just moved to Atlanta and found out I got HIV. Okay, so now that I have your attention, I really came on here to really get in y'all behinds because y'all be making the wrong people famous. So I came on here to reintroduce myself and let y'all know who's in the A. Okay? So my name's Alila and I'm 22 years old and I'm inspiring to be a celebrity hairstylist. Your girl just moved to Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm located in Marietta, Georgia, doing hair. So what I came on here to tell y'all is that your girl is doing $100 installs. $100. That's it. From literally this month only, from the 9th to the 22nd. If y'all don't tap in and get this, like this deal is like this. Come on now, like look at the work.
So she's selling hair while promoting HIV. There's a hidden agenda behind all of this, y'all. It's sort of like people celebrating the AIDS. People joining together to put this stuff out there, man. I don't know if people proud or misery loves company or whatever the case is. It's becoming cool. It's trending right now. Before you know it, it's going to be the thing to do. That's where we headed with it. And if you can get some sympathy or claim victimhood or whatever the case is, people going to jump on the bandwagon. If you can get confiscated or any type of recognition for this by coming out and letting people know your status and stuff, your GoFundMe, your inbox might be flooded with donations. That's where we headed with this thing, man. And it's so unfortunate that they've reported 20,000 cases, but the truth is everybody don't know their status. Everybody not getting tested. And for the people that are getting tested and they come back with these bad results and they add into the statistics, just because it say 20,000, it could be way more than that. It could be 100,000 by now. And every day the number is increasing. As TikTok, and there's something else I want to say, man. People with alternative lifestyles and they all over the place with it. You got to let the birds be for the birds. If somebody for the streets, let them be for the streets. If you involved with somebody that you feel like they need to be for the streets, let them be for the streets, man. And you gonna have to get out of it. People in relationships with people that come off like good, genuine people, wholesome people, but they really not. People will have you under the impression that they go to church Sunday, Wednesday, Mondays, they in Bible study and all that stuff. You think they ain't out there slutting around. It's a lot of housekeepers, people that take care of old people, be banging the old people for their money. They are in-house daycare lady for an old man. She in that house all day with that old ass man. She not just fixing his food and making his bed and folding his clothes. He done tricked off some dollars. She getting more money out the deal than what her paycheck is getting. A lot of times. A lot of them cleaner ladies, they not just cleaning the houses. They not just washing the dishes, and they doing something additional for the man that owned the house. Smokey Robinson was just in the news not that long ago for banging his house ladies. So you just never know what somebody doing for that extra cash flow, especially with the history in America to where people had to get out there and work odd jobs and do a little something on the side. It's still continuing, especially now. Matter of fact, I'm going to make this point real quick. Hold on, y'all. Because I'm praying for my people out there. I'm over here sweating bad and it ain't even hot in here. Now I'm paranoid. Why the fuck am I sweating so bad? I got the AC on and niggas still sweating. This shit's scary, man. Y'all need to see this real quick. Switch that up. Lil Kim trying to make a difference. She out there doing concerts and stuff. She got her fupa out. People thought it was a fanny pack or whatever the case is. She's still rocking them shows for people out there that's dealing with transmitted diseases or whatever. Now, this is the point I want to make. This is something I want to talk about real quick, y'all. The no friends in the pipeline. Why 300,000 black women were pushed out of the workforce. So now we got 300,000 sisters out here with no job and got to figure it out. OnlyFans about to be popping like never before. It's going to be a surge in OnlyFans. It's going to be a surge and all different types of things. Now, I don't believe everybody going to go that route. One thing about people of color, we going to figure it out. One way or another, people going to figure out how to feed them kids, put food on the table and pay them bills. And it ain't got to be sex work. So that's not what I'm trying to say. But the possibilities are endless. And if you know you got a hot pocket that can bring in some money from somewhere, it's going to be more booty shorts for sale. They might be sold out of booty shorts the next time you go to Rainbow or wherever they sell them things. But this is disgusting, man. A recently published article made headlines for a shocking stat. Nearly 300,000 black women have exited the American labor force in the last 3 months. The article attributes the mass exodus to reasons like federal job cuts and the dismantling of DEI programs, with issues like inflation, student loan debt. Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. The article attributes the mass exodus to reasons like federal job cuts and dismantled of DEI programs, with issues like inflation, student loan debt, automation, and underrepresentation in growing tech sectors, creating a compound of economic risk for black women. So, are they trying to say the degrees don't add up to shit no more? I thought having a degree was a lifeline. They trying to say in the new age, with the technology and all that, it don't even matter if you got a degree. If you ain't on some tech, you gonna have to protect your neck. So all my people out there with degrees, that's fine and dandy, but it's looking like that don't even matter no more, man. Or maybe I'm reading this wrong, but that's what I got out of it. It's funny how they pushing this and they pushing this at the same time. Is it a coincidence? What's really going on here, man? I'll let y'all know what I think about it. Let me make this point real quick. Y'all stay tuned. Yo, I'm praying for everybody out there. And if the sisters got it bad, that means the brothers got it worse. Let's make that point clear too. This ain't no talk bad about the sisters video. If the sisters doing bad, that means that the brothers is doing worse. So y'all men out there need to be scared. Y'all need to see this, man. Hold on, let me get this together real quick. I forgot what the fuck I was talking about. I was about to make an incredible point. Now I gotta backtrack. Somebody help me out in the chat. I was talking about how they got laid off. I had the biggest brain fart. At least y'all know it's live. I was talking about how sisters got laid off. And damn, I need to backtrack to see what the fuck I was talking about. That's bad. I know it is. I was connecting them dots, and Pac-Man came and ate all them shits. Maybe I'm just getting old. Damn, I done fucked up. But that's Negro here. I guess we just gotta move on. That's what we gonna have to do. We just gonna move on, y'all. Cause I don't know what the fuck I was talking
Atlanta
about.
for a job.
Okay, y'all listening? Okay, let's go. All right, here we go. Come on.
Moved to Atlanta for a job and immediately became celibate after working in a clinic there. Third day, it was busy. So many men and women coming in, getting tested for everything. And most of them was either married or gay. And also, they wasn't even from Atlanta. They had just moved there. I want to say that they literally...
Well, god damn. As soon as they hit the block, they start itching. Like it's an emergency. They come in the clinic paranoid as fuck. Only been in Atlanta for a week and done already fucked around and found out. They still got their old license plate, old driver's license. They ain't even settled in Atlanta. Already dealing with health complications. They met somebody at the gas station. Next thing you know, they got green stuff coming out their genitals. But you know, if you looking for something, you gonna find it. And that's the message that's being spread out here. That's why there's so many people online asking for people to be careful or mind your business. If you look good or whatever the case is, it's going to be a whole bunch of people trying to get in your business, and it's your responsibility to keep them people out your business. People come off kind, people come off sweet, people ask you questions and you don't want to be rude. Now I can understand why there's so many sisters out there that'll give you a nasty ass attitude if they don't know you, because you need to mind your business. You might not be trying to bring nothing harmonious to their situations. They be looking like, why are you talking to me? Because the stakes is high, man. It's dangerous out here. The survival instincts kick in when you dealing with strangers. So for all the brothers out there that be fed up, like, damn, sister's so rude. You can't holler at us. I'm a date outside my race or whatever. Try to understand these statistics that's going on, man. And a lot of people don't have good intentions. You see she got a fat ass or whatever the case is, and they already knowing. They've been living with they selves their whole life. They already know if you ain't about shit or if you're up to no good or whatever. And your best bet is to not even try it unless you gonna come correct. Because this shit is getting more dangerous. And with these type of things, going on in our communities. It's looking like people really about to be in survival mode. So for the brothers out there, if you dealing with a woman of color, hey man, you got to put a lot of things into consideration and understand that, you know, the stakes is high right now. What was that? Maybe I could get back on track. Oh yeah. We was talking about the inflation, student loan debts, automation, and underrepresentation in growing tech sectors, creating a compounded economic risk for Black women. And on that note, this is the craziest thing, right? They got AI that look just like all different types of people. You know what I'm saying? It got AI that can mimic any nationality, any gender. So now if you think about running the social media, whatever the case is, they got an AI that can do whatever you trying to do better than you can do it. So it's looking like the walls is closing in all around. You know, they saying technology is the new way to make a living or whatever the case is, but it's looking like them doors ain't all the way open. It's a compounding economic risk for Black women. This phenomenon not only hurts Black women, but has a ripple effect for the entire U.S. economy, resulting in a loss in the country's gross domestic product. A less discussed issue is that must be considered as how what is happening is also the cause of a widening network gap faced by Black women. In 2019, an article of President's Social Impact, Meg Thee Stallion explored the network gap, the unequal access a person has to opportunities based on who they know. Garlinghouse's article cited research that indicates that 70% of professionals get hired at jobs where they know someone who works there. A 2020 study by Chika Okafor indicated that non-white job candidates get fewer jobs through referrals because their social networks is smaller. With the answer, that ain't right, y'all. That ain't. So you gotta kiss somebody's ass or be all up in a circle to get an opportunity. You gotta be willing to mix, mingle, and be extra phony just to get a shot. What they want, what do they, man, something gotta give. Something definitely gotta give, man. But you know, before I end this video, I'm gonna end it on a positive note. Don't worry, I got y'all. I ain't trying to make no gloomy ass video for y'all. That's not what we doing. I'm gonna definitely end the video on a positive note. Let me get that up there before we even move forward with this thing. Cause I gotta make sure I got that prepped out and laid out before we go on. Cause it's people that see videos like this and automatically get depressed. And that's not what I'm trying to do. I really want to open your eyes to the fact that you can't punish yourself for being who you are. You know, everybody have urges, everybody have needs. They try and make it seem like you wrong for having the sexuality or whatever the case is. You wrong for having sex or whatever the case is. Yo, hello, who this is, man? Yo. Okay, y'all gonna have to get it together when y'all call in here. Like I was saying, man. Okay, let me get this note up there real quick so we can deal with this. I'm gonna end this on a positive note. A healthy life is a healthy life. So if you want to be healthy, you gotta practice health. A lot of people don't even know what health is for real. People think being healthy is just eating a salad. It's a whole lot deeper than just eating healthy. It got a lot to do with thinking healthy. And when you thinking healthy, you attract healthy people. A lot of times people attract sickly people because they got a fucked up mind state and they are focused on negativity all the time. You listen to negative music. You watch negative television. People programmed to be negative. And that's the reason why when people come along that's negative, you find it entertaining. The more negative, the better, because that's your source of entertainment. It's not about what you feed in your body. It's more about what you feed in your mind. You create your reality. So the people out there contracting diseases and stuff, you've been sick. You just getting sicker. Sick in the head before you can ever be sick in the body. Before you can ever attract something that's sickening. You already got to be on that wavelength. Light attracts life. We're going to get back to that when we get to the positive note. But right now, we got to deal with some more of this. Let me get this set up for y'all. Like I said, the phone line's open. Y'all can feel free to call in if that's what y'all want to do. If not, all you got to do is kick back, watch the video. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel too. Without further ado, let's get into this.
Man is behind bars tonight, charged with killing his wife, not allegedly with a gun or a knife, but by giving her AIDS.
Fox 5's Kevin Stewart joins us live from the Rockdale County Jail in Kanye.
Married in 2014 after meeting at a Christmas party 2 years prior. These were better times.
And she loved this man. She really, really loved him.
But Cleveland Brody is now accused of violating his wife's trust, the family's faith. Rockdale County deputies have charged him with murdering Denise Brody, knowingly infecting her with HIV, his status completely unknown to her. She died in 2022 at 65.
And how long did she live after diagnosis?
2 days.
She put him out when she found out he was cheating on her. And she loved him so much that she actually allowed him to come back, asked him to take a test because he's out there. And he was smart enough to know that it would not get picked up.
Prosecutors first charged the husband in 2023 with only reckless conduct HIV, but the family pushed for murder and did the detective work to share with authorities.
The evidence of the fact that he had it before he met my mother.
2 years later, now her stepfather is charged with felony murder.
Because at any time he could have told her, I have this, and she gave her the right to make the decision on whether or not she wanted to stay with him.
And one of the reasons why this is so tough for the family is because AIDS is no longer a death sentence. They're encouraging people to be tested for all STDs.
Man, truth be told, if you take your ass down there to get tested, ain't no telling what that lottery slot gonna come out for you. They hit the motherfucking slot, you might hit the bingo, and you gonna be stuck. Ain't no telling what that randomized test gonna put out. You better off going to Moria or shit, bring back the paternity court or some shit, man. It's rigged for people of color. That's my personal opinion. And I suggest everybody get tested. Y'all need to go there and let them people tell you what you want to hear or what you don't want to hear, man. And join the statistics. That brother, I ain't gonna front. That brother look like he don't eat healthy. This motherfucker, he look like he eats Slim Jims for dinner. Let's be real, man. He got hog maws in his greens. This motherfucker don't know nothing about health. The only time he go jogging is when he running from the police. Let's be real. Raised up on Lil Debbie's ho-hos and fudge rounds and shit. And I think that's why a lot of brothers be so damn sick. You ain't never seen no buff ass nigga on the news giving somebody any goddamn thing. You never seen a fit, in shape brother out there you ain't never heard no woman say they contracted anything from an in shape fit brother. It be them old niggas with them humpbacks that be walking with a cane. He 50 shades of black. doing some 50 Shades of Grey shit, and they talking about he got, and I ain't saying he ain't got it, because he do. But there's always a way you can change your life around. And that's for the people out there listening. If them doctors tell you any goddamn thing, you got to be thinking to yourself, do they have my best interest at heart? You got to decide what you going to do about it. You can go to the doctor's office and they could hit you with some old bizarre news. Then you got to decide, you going to put your life in their hands or you going to put your life in your own hands. Health is a choice that we all have, man. Unfortunate things happen to people, but health is your own personal choice. And you wondering why I got Queen Latifah and Missy and all that shit. A lot of times, if it ain't got a hip hop element to it, people ain't going to click on it, man. I figure I throw a little bit of hip hop on it, add that little seasoning, that little flavor, and we could have a real conversation about this thing. But hip hop is losing its flair. Don't nobody give a damn about these people, and these people don't give a damn about nobody. So there's a disconnect that's happening, but I figure I might as well squeeze the little drop out of the hip hop lemon before I let it go completely. You know what I'm saying? There's people out there, they ain't gonna click unless it got Young Thug on the cover or some shit. But then I'm noticing there's more people out there that don't want nothing to do with the hip hop shit. And when I was making the thumbnail, I'm like, damn, I just can't put some lady with AIDS on the thumbnail. But maybe next time we gonna see how that work out. Lil Kim looks sickly, so I figured it was a good idea to put Lil Kim on the cover. She just old, really. People be talking bad about Lil Kim, but what y'all expect somebody to do when they get older? You know what I'm saying? We all not gonna look the same as we did in our 20s when we hit our 50s and 60s. But that's Negro here, no there. Let's move on to the next segment. Y'all listening? All right, here we go.
Woman went on Facebook bragging about infecting her sexual partners with HIV. She even mentioned these partners on Facebook by name.
And this video really has sent shockwaves throughout the city of Americus in southwest Georgia, and now it's gone viral as well. 11 Alive's Latasha Giffens joins us, and there are so many people concerned trying to understand, A, what this is all about.
Now, why they do Tasha like that? She the only black person in the studio, and they got her up there talking about the AIDS going on in Atlanta. I know she up there sweating.
Out and B, if she is a credible figure throughout all of this.
That's right. This is alarming, not just for her community, but for those around the state, especially when you consider the CDC has Georgia listed in the top 5 for states with the highest number of HIV infections.
I am HIV positive.
In this 1 minute and 20-second video, Brandy Yakima Lassiter of Americus, Georgia, not only states that she has HIV, but she goes on to list the men she believes she infected on purpose.
You HIV positive?
She even includes their wives and girlfriends who now may also be affected. Lassiter goes on bragging about revenge and wanting to watch them suffer.
I always get the last. Now I'm watching our die. I get real nasty and evil.
We talked to Major Herman Lamar with the Americus Police Department by phone. He says they are investigating her claims.
How did you guys find out about this video?
On Friday, we received several forwarded links to the video.
The original...
No, I disagree. If you nasty enough to lay with that, that's what the fuck you get, man. I know that sound messed up, but let's be real. If you the type of dude that want to get between those cheeks, you already playing Russian roulette. You taking the risk of getting her pregnant, creating soul ties, or ain't no telling what she got going on, man. Her energy is bad. If you attract somebody like that and have any type of connection with somebody like that, you really ain't shit. If you play with fire, you gonna get burnt. If your energy can mesh with her energy in any way, shape, or form, I wouldn't even want to talk. I wouldn't even want to be around this woman. I wouldn't even want to. If she came in the room, I'm going to leave the room. I don't give a fuck where I'm at. If I worked with this woman, I would quit my job. And for the people out there that still want to get in between them cheeks, that's your own. Whatever comes along with that, that's your fault, man. If you want to play with fire, you going to get burned. You want to play in traffic, you going to get hit. People pick their poison. People be like, oh, she wrong for doing what she did. No, them niggas wrong for even trying to holler. She out in broad daylight with the bonnet on. People need to step their standards up. You know? But that's how I feel about it. I ain't going to be speaking on it too much because I know it's a lot of infected people out there listening and they just looking for a reason to be upset. I mean, people already got reasons to be upset. Then people get online looking for more reasons to be upset. So when you a podcaster or whatever the case is, you got to kind of baby talk about this type of shit. And with comedians, people scared to be comedians because you might say something to offend somebody. People afraid to really voice their own personal opinion about things because you afraid you might offend somebody. So regardless of what I say on my videos, just know from now on, we going to be ending it on a positive note. We ain't got around to that part yet, but it's coming. And there's a whole lot of things I want to say on my positive note before I get out of here. A healthy life is a healthy life. And ain't no way around it. Once you decide that's what you want to do, it ain't about eating lemons and doing all that shit and going jogging. That's a plus. But it all starts in your mind. You might want to disassociate yourself from toxic things and toxic people. First, you got to understand what's toxic or not. Something that's toxic for you may not be toxic for somebody else. But in order to fit in with somebody else, you might be swimming in a toxicity just to have them in your company or to be in their company. And you don't even realize that you feel like you strong, you can handle the toxic shit. You feel like you've been through worse. That's like being on a Greyhound bus. You trying to get somewhere and it stank up in that motherfucker. What you gonna do? Get off this on the stop and walk or Uber, or you just gonna stay on the stinking ass Greyhound bus? What you really need to do is wrap your mind around getting a car or a plane ticket or some shit. Think of some other possibilities. Sometimes you gotta tell yourself you better than that. Some people don't feel like ain't no wrong with feeling like you better than something, or better than somebody, or better than the situation, or feeling like you can do better. And a lot of times doing better is doing better by yourself. You can't do better with certain people because them people don't deserve better. If you want to be in a crowd or you want to be associated with whoever, it's only going to slow you down in life. A healthy life is a healthy life. We're going to get back to that. But before we do, I want to get back into this. Listen to this.
Of HIV infections.
I am HIV positive.
In this 1 minute and 20-second video, Brandy Yakima Lassiter of Americus, Georgia, not only states that she has HIV, but she goes on to list the men she believes she infected on purpose.
You HIV positive?
She even includes their wives and girlfriends who now may also be affected. Lassiter goes on bragging about revenge and wanting to watch them suffer.
I always get the last. Now I'm watching die. I get real nasty and evil.
We talked to Major Herman Lamar with the Americus Police Department by phone. He says they are investigating her claims.
How did you guys find out about this video?
On Friday, we received several forwarded links to the video.
The original Facebook post on her page has been taken down, but the viral video still lives on YouTube. At least one person named in the video has taken action against Lassiter.
One of those individuals named in the video contacted the Americas Police Department and filed a complaint of harassing communications against Ms. Lassiter, and the investigation began at that point.
Major Lamar says part of the investigation will be to determine if Lassiter does in fact have HIV. If she does and knowingly infected others, she'll face serious charges under the Georgia law 16560, making it a crime to intentionally spread the disease. HIV.gov states about 1 in 7 people infected with HIV don't know their status. But even if it's proven this was some sort of a hoax, she could still face lesser charges. Police say there is a major takeaway regardless of how this investigation turns out.
Because it is quite alarming to anyone in any community, and we ask everyone to, if you're going to engage in risky behavior, also to practice safe sex.
And we asked police if Lassiter was under arrest, but investigators will only say she's being questioned at this time. We'll certainly keep you updated.
All right.
Hey, you know, at this point, when you grown, you got to deal with grown people consequences. You know, when you of a certain age and you doing what you want to do and you making choices that you want to make, there's people out there that invest in the stock market and they have good intentions. And when the stock market crash, that's like having financial HIV. Nobody want for it to happen, but you gambling with your life, shit can go left. And then you ask yourself, well, what is a person to do? Just be a hermit? Isolate yourself from the world? Yes. It seems like that's the only solution out here. But like I said, you know, you're going to have to change the energy you have about yourself to make any type of changes in your life. So, you know, people be trying to place the blame on somebody else for their situation, but I feel like a lot of people out there need to hold themselves accountable. I know that's some medicine people don't want to hear, but that's just the truth of the matter. Look at this, y'all. Lil Kim headline, AIDS Walk, Atlanta with music festival and all that type of stuff. Lil Kim is using her talents for HIV/AIDS awareness. A rap legend, a.k.a. the Queen Bee, will headline this year's AIDS Walk Atlanta Festival. According to a press release sent Tuesday, the event will take place in Piedmont Park October 19th after being rescheduled due to whatever. So it's coming, man. Lil Kim about to get out there and you know, she gonna squat down on the stage and everything. She gonna do her little dance. She gonna shimmy the AIDS away in Atlanta. So shout out to Lil Kim for that. Cause I know she gotta feel somewhat responsible for all the promiscuous shit going on out here in these streets. And a lot of them dudes that's ballers, that got all the money, they doing something strange for that change, ladies. I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all. A lot of them dudes y'all be going for, them big business moguls, them dudes that be pulling up in them Lambos and shit, they boyfriend bought them that truck. But the man that they get in the bag from, they got a personal relationship. A lot of them brothers that's well connected, they well connected, all right. And that's how this shit be happening like that. They want a man that got all the money. I want a rich man. I want a baller. I want me some, he got paper, girl. You gotta ask yourself, this nigga can't read and this nigga can't write. And even if they can, that mean that they got some quirks about them in order to keep that money rolling in. People always accuse women of being whores. I feel like men is the biggest whores out there, especially when they buddy with another man. And that's cool to have friends or whatever the case is. But hip hop culture is prison culture. And in prison culture, a lot of the big homies, they call them big homies for a reason. And it ain't got nothing to do with their age. When a brother is packing and they in the shower. And I ain't trying to be zesty. I ain't trying to make this no zesty video, man. But we got to be realistic about this. Somebody calling somebody the big homie and they the same age. Something wrong with that. It be a nigga 4'11" with a size 23 shoe, and he got dudes calling him the big homie. Y'all need to ask yourselves these questions. Hip hop culture is black culture, and hip hop culture is prison culture. So when you put that together, man, black culture has turned into prison culture. And unfortunately for the ladies out there dealing with brothers of that element, find themselves in prison culture as well. It's like being locked up on the outside and you still dealing with prison complications, even if you ain't never even been to jail before. That's like you come across some thugs or whatever the case, some street guys or whatever the case. You could be in the mall somewhere, get into a confrontation, get shanked up, and wind up in a situation like your ass in jail. Under the umbrella of hip hop, which is black culture in a nutshell. So that's what we dealing with now. And that's why this is something that's going to be hard for a lot of people to escape, because as soon as you get in your car and turn on the radio, you got AIDS coming through your speakers. Soon as them niggas, you put on that Young Thug and them niggas start rapping this shit, the HIV is in the airwaves with the music people listening to. Cause it's the part of the culture. Them big lemon pepper wings y'all be eating, the big lobster tail, macaroni and cheese, all that bullshit. It ain't healthy. But that's the culture. But that's Negro in there. Okay, I want to get back to this. Y'all listening? Let's go.
Violating his wife's trust, the family's faith. Rockdale County deputy.
Oh, we already listened to that. Hold on. Let me get this together. Y'all listening? Okay, here we go.
County teacher has been murdered. Fulton County teacher has been murdered, leaving her students and family heartbroken. 25-year-old Kaylin Jackson was shot at DeKalb County over the weekend.
Tonight, we're learning more about the suspect police have arrested. The victim's family is speaking only with News Edge reporter Rob DiRienzo.
25-year-old Kaylin Jackson was a teacher at Hamilton Holmes Elementary School in East Point. Her murder has left her mother in shock right now.
I can't go to sleep. I can't go to sleep because if I go to sleep, it's going to be too real. You know, it's going to be too real.
Police in DeKalb County have arrested 24-year-old Janae Colbert. They say she shot and killed Jackson in their home on Derwin Brown Drive Saturday night.
You took something that held us together.
Jackson's family says she and Colbert were in a relationship. Colbert's been charged with malice murder.
We took her in our home. We made her family.
They were fine. Just minutes before it happened.
Michelle Jackson, Kaylin's mom, says right before she was killed on Saturday, she just planned a big celebration of life for her grandmother.
I really appreciate everybody coming out, man. In my phone, I was typing a message to her. The first part of it to tell her words cannot express how proud I was of what you did. I didn't get a chance to fix it before I got that phone call from my son.
That call was when she learned about what happened to Kaylin. Jackson says her daughter's profession, working in special education and as a cheerleading coach, was her life's passion.
My baby wanted to help kids, especially kids that needed extra guidance.
Her smile was just, it was infectious.
As Jackson's mother prepares to lay her daughter to rest, she's still trying to process all of this.
I know I need to sleep, I know I need to rest, but I can't do it right now.
Reporting for Fox 5 News, I'm Rob DiRienzo.
And school administrators sent messages home to parents informing them of Jackson's death. They're now offering counseling and grieving students.
For the first time, a family is speaking out publicly about an Easter Sunday tragedy. A DUI crash in Douglas County.
Hold on, what that got to do with the AIDS? Oh, goddamn, that ain't even, I do apologize, man. I thought that she killed her with AIDS. But she just, oh damn, she murdered her girlfriend. That's fucked up. She was working with people with special needs and shit. God damn, this is sad.
Us together.
Hold on, y'all. I need to see that girlfriend one more time. Put her back on the screen. Yeah, man, look at this shit. She look like she fed the fuck up. Like the brat canceled her concert or something. She went all the way to the brat concert. Nobody was there but the brat. And her and Judy was on stage eating a sandwich while the music was playing. Why the fuck is she so mad? She looked like her girlfriend went on a coochie strike or something like that. Like, what you mean we ain't having no more sex? What could piss her off to the point to make her want to do something like that? She woke up and her girlfriend shaved the hair off her back. Bitch, I'm gonna get through the winter with this shit, bitch. You know what got me over here freezing, bitch. Well, you better give me a motherfucking sweater or some shit. Wake up, bitch. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? She woke up and her legs were shaved. And she gotta go to New York in the morning. I don't know what the fuck her problem is, man. It's a sad world we living in. And a lot of y'all out there infected. And I ain't talking about with HIV. I'm talking about with negativity. And that's why from now on, I'm going to end my videos on a positive note. Because health is health. You can't call it nothing else. But like I said earlier, a lot of people don't even know what health is. People don't even know where to begin when it comes to being healthy. Being healthy is ending your relationship. That's a start. Then you figure, what am I supposed to do after that? You're going to have to figure out a way to fall in love with yourself, man. And surgery ain't going to get you there. You're going to have to figure it out. And that need to be your journey, your quest in life, is to figure out how to respect your damn self. And it's hard for people to respect themselves because they don't respect their parents. And if you respect one parent, that's cool. But if you don't respect the other one, you still ain't got no self-respect. But that's the shit that people try to mask and cover up with degrees or whatever accomplishments they have, or they feel like just because they achieved a sexy physique or they get compliments or whatever, that could hide the fact that they father a deadbeat loser that they ain't seen in over 30 years. You might not think about it in the daytime, but you think about it at nighttime whenever you look or something reminds you of that bastard. That's when the love start to disappear. People got mommy issues, people got daddy issues. You're gonna have to figure out a way to have some type of love for them people, even if you don't deal with them people, because they are a part of you. And y'all don't want to hear that. Some people been through hell and back with their parents. A lot of people been adopted. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of people wind up with HIV or being promiscuous because they looking for love in all the wrong places. People want approval. People want to feel accepted. People want to be a part of the in crowd, but the in crowd is toxic. People would rather be dying sick together instead of living and thriving healthy by themselves or with other like-minded people. Shout out to my nerds out there still watching Star Trek. Shout out to my Star Wars fans out there that ain't afraid or ashamed. Shout out to the black people showing up to Comic-Con looking ridiculous. Y'all the ones that's making the difference, man. But that's Negro. That's Negro here nor there. The city girls don't came and went. Just imagine the influence that they left on American girls. Look at this. They don't came and went. that came out on some Milli Vanilli shit. People was into it. It was popular to be a thought. Y'all seen what happened to Young Miami. I can't wait for they Unsung to come out. They had JT worshiping the devil with Lil Uzi Vert. The other one got involved with Diddy. Like, being a city girl is not what it is, man. They need to drop that Unsung. Cause it's tragic. Now they selling all their jewelry and shit. The devil done smacked her so hard. The devil kicking her ass right now, man. She might start a church when it's all said and done. It was all good just a week ago. What do this life really get people besides AIDS and a negative bank account? And that's not always the case. Shout out to the strippers out there that turn their stripper money into legitimate money. But just stop telling people you used to be a stripper. Look at this. And as a man, I shouldn't even be speaking on this type of shit. But like the old saying goes, you gotta use what you got to get what you want. And that's the mentality, not just for women, but a lot of men out there too. It's a lot of brothers 6'7", 6'8", that got another man paying their bill. You gotta use what you got to get. Rest in peace to Bernie Mac. He gave the story about how in Africa they didn't mind walking around bucket naked. He said ass is ass. And when the white man seen this, that's when he decided that he could make some money off the booty and put Sarah Bartman big ass on the stage. Bernie ain't never lied. But now look where we at. Too much booty in the world on display. Before you know it, they gonna have vending machines full of booty. It's too accessible, let's be real. It's too many cheeks being displayed in everyday life. And it's a common thing. Back in the day, you probably have to stay up late to catch Cinemax to peep some cheeks. But now it's a regular, you be anywhere. Your life is like a Big Shawn song. Ass, 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 ass. Now people out here sickly. Too much booty in the world. They injecting this shit. Man, it's ridiculous. People overly horny. And that's why I'm proud to be an older male. Cause I don't give a damn about it no more. Been there, done that. It's so good to cross over into maturity. But you got people 50, 60 years old still immature. And when your hormones raging and all that stuff, I've been there, done that. It ain't like that for me no more. Because after a couple of cases of encountering people with bad smells, you lose the taste for the shit. You come across one funky monkey, it'll change your life. I'm trying to tell you. Have you ever seen the stains in them drawers? It'll make you think twice, man. I had to do a hard swallow just thinking about that shit. And you got, this the thing, I'm about to go ahead and end this on the positive note. Y'all ready? I'm about to end it. Because there's only one more thing I really need to get off my chest before I go. I ain't gonna be on this shit all day. Because AIDS ain't nothing new. But all these new cases that's coming out left and right. Hold on, let me see what this is real quick. Okay, let me do this. I'm gonna watch this and then I'm gonna and do my final note, my closing note. Y'all ready? Okay, let's get into this. Come on. Here we go.
Tonight, the final chapter to a story you'll see only on 2. A man convicted of intentionally infecting his ex-girlfriend with HIV learned his sentence earlier today.
Channel 2 Investigates broke this story back in 2016. Investigator Robert Arnold in the newsroom now with reaction from the woman whose life was forever changed by this crime. Robert.
Yeah, Sarita Anderson has waited 2 years for this day. In 2016, she contacted Channel 2 Investigates after testing positive for HIV and suspecting her ex-boyfriend infected her intentionally. Sarita Anderson took the stand, making a victim impact statement against the man she says she once loved, the man who she now says destroyed her life.
The catastrophic chain of events that led me to down spiral, how I had to dig myself out of that hole, and basically I feel like the old me died.
Her ex-boyfriend, Karim Tyson Zahakani, pleaded guilty to aggravated assault of a family member with serious bodily injury. Prosecutors say he knowingly infected Sarita with HIV. We first brought you Sarita's story in 2016. After that, other women came forward.
At least 8. Some of them had pictures, some had videos, and he was even going by another name.
2 of the women.
Damn, these niggas like venomous snakes out here. They pull that cobra out and hit you with that venom. Like a real life horror movie. There's people out here living like demons, y'all. They know they got it. They must laugh about the shit. It's something about them. It's some deep evil going on out here in these streets, man. And you can't leave that factor out. A disease is one thing, but the evil in people is a whole nother thing out there, man. You come across some people that's just downright evil. And how could you not know it? Man, it be the people that come off like the sweetest people in the world. People know how to disguise that shit very well. And a lot of times the people that you think is evil or people that got a disposition, them people just trying to protect themselves from the real evil motherfuckers out there. You see a person, they attitude just all over the place and they want to rub you the wrong way. That could be a mechanism for protection. So you take your ass that way while they go that way. But the inviting people that always just so happens to be inviting and want to make new friends and be out in the open and party and do all that type of shit, is probably something they want to spread. And it ain't love all the time. Please get them off the goddamn screen. We're going to leave it right there for right now. But okay, well, I'm going to finish this and then I'm going to do my closing note. Come on.
Who reached out to Sarita sat aside. After that, other women came forward.
At least 8. Some of them had pictures, some had videos, and he was even going by another name.
2 of the women who reached out to Sarita sat side by side with her today in court as the judge sentenced Zahakani to 30 years in prison. Zahakani will receive credit for time served, and Sarita says she can finally close this chapter of her life. But she still worries there are more victims out there and has this message for them.
You are the only person that can keep yourself safe. Don't depend on your life is yours to protect.
Anderson says with medication and treatment, she's been able to keep her viral load low, and for now, the virus is not detectable in her system. Live in the newsroom, Robert Arnold, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
No offense, but if you're paying more than $30...
I don't know. There's definitely a game being played on the unknowing and the willing and the weak. There's a game being played. But the game can only be played as if you're playing yourself. In order for them to play the game on you, you had to play yourself. A bad case of karma. That's why people are so willing to accept the fuckery. Because somewhere down the line, they know they was dead ass wrong. You know you ain't used a damn condom. That's where you first fucked up. you know you was in the wrong. You went swimming in a toxic tank. Or you let somebody toxic go swimming in your humble waters. Now you stuck. A lot of y'all nasty. That's what it boils down. We got to be real about this type of stuff in order to really, because I don't do these videos every day. I figured now that I'm doing it, I might as well just put it out there and be real about this thing. A lot of people just nasty. I've seen it. A lot of y'all that taste yourself in front of somebody. I seen it. And lick them fingers clean. That's how some people get it started. Shit, I ain't eating no bodily fluids. Some people, they know that sometimes they just got to get a little taste every now and then, or they sell. People do shit like that. I don't understand. Ooh, get them women off the screen, because I'm a man. I ain't got no business even speaking on a woman in 2025. Put a nigga on the screen. Ain't no niggas in these. Put that on the screen. Yeah. Because especially as a black man, people be waiting for you to shut the fuck up. And I understand that. So when I do my YouTube videos, I'm very aware that as a black man, in my economic situation, I ain't even got no business speaking on this. But I'm coming from a place of love and sincerity and empathy. And like I said earlier, if sisters doing bad, that mean that brothers are doing worse. So for you men out there listening, don't put your feet up and think this is a bash a black woman video, because that's not the case. We all in this situation. I seen something the other day where a comedian said that there's two different black races. You got black men and black women are two different races of people. So if you talking about one, you're not talking about the other. That's where we at with it. And to a certain extent, I believe that's true. And it's hard to bring some wholesomeness to a situation that's not whole. But I will say this, with all the stuff that's going on in Atlanta, you got to ask yourself, why Atlanta? Well, how? And on top of that, they're letting it be known that if you want to thrive and you want to survive in the world, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And the people that got all the power, the people that can, help better your situation, they have agendas. If you're not willing to go along with their little program, you're just going to be on the outside looking in. A lot of people move to Atlanta to get linked in, to build connections and meet people and be in circles. They find themselves in the circle, but a lot of times you got to drop them draws. And if you ain't willing to join the party, then you just ain't going to be linked in or connected with nobody. You got to be willing to play the game in Atlanta. All of the pool parties, celebrity party, people freaking for the weekend. That's just a fact. Not because they just want to be loose. They trying to build connections. You see them brothers living downtown in them condominiums and shit. And them high rises, they pulling up in Lambos and shit. They got buddies and they got to stick together. It's a brotherhood. And if you ain't with it, then you must have quit it. It's called survival. A lot of people move to Atlanta to try to climb that mountain that Dr. King was talking about to get to the promised land. But a favor, you come in empty-handed and you ain't got nothing to offer, you better figure out a way to offer up something. Because people just ain't going to give you no shit for free. Especially for the people that got it. All of the mega churches out there, they congregation, they ain't showing up for the Lord. They pastor drop a Bentley. And the deacons got Lambos. So people trying to get in where they could fit in. Who they need to talk to or who they need to get next to, whose ass they got to kiss in order to get a piece of the pie. I remember talking to an old couple in Atlanta. Let me pull this up real quick so I can make this point before I go. I came across this old couple. It was a black man, a black woman. They had to be like 80 something years old. Been together ever since they was 20. And the lady told me she didn't even like her husband when she first met him, but he was persistent. And eventually she wound up falling in love with him, and they've been together ever since. And I asked them, what's the key to making a relationship last as long as y'all made it last? And they both said, just never go to bed angry with each other. And I took that advice, you know what I'm saying? But this is something that they said. They said before the 96 Olympics in Atlanta, it was just a town where people would pass through. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of train stations. The 285, 75 and all that shit was meant for passing traffic. You know, it wasn't intended to have all them residents. When they built 285 and all that shit, it was so people can get from the east, west, north, and south with a breeze. But during the 96 Olympics, when people came down for the Olympics and they actually saw black people living good, black people having houses and cars and all that shit and living fruitful lives, actually had communities and schools and shit, people wanted a piece of that Atlanta pie. They came down for the Olympics, went back home, and was like, the hell with this, I'm going back. Now I want what they got. That's why the Atlanta natives is sort of like the Native Americans. People come, man, it's sad. Every time I come across an Atlanta native, I gotta bow my head because people just came just eating off of the fruit. It's sad. And I'm in Atlanta and I feel bad for being here, but I figure, hell, I need to get a piece of that pie too. But I got respect for my Atlanta natives. But what people didn't realize when they came down to Atlanta, let me show y'all something real quick. It's only gonna take a second, I promise. Oh man, we gotta talk about this because it is only gonna take a little while. Let's get it. Look at this, y'all. Let me make sure I got that right. Okay, look. Who are Spelman and Morehouse named after? Yesterday we learned about Morehouse is named after Henry Lyman Morehouse and Spelman after Lord Spelman Rockefeller. These historical black colleges, the Rockefellers, dropped a bag on black people and said, look, man, here goes some money. Y'all work with that money. However we go. I'm talking about people of power, people put in positions from the Rockefellers, billionaires, handed black people a bone for their agenda. You know what I'm saying? You got to get in where you fit in. You got to play the game or whatever the case. So when people people wonder why the people in Atlanta was doing so well when they came down for the 96 Olympics. That's because they tied into some money. Somebody dropped a bag on the communities in Atlanta for it to thrive how it was thriving. So when you bring your ass down to Atlanta, you trying to get in with the people that's thriving, you want to be a part of their community, and hey, you're going to have to be willing to play ball. And this ain't no knock towards nobody, but it's just the way I see it. Morehouse College, that's an all-male school. So you get in there, there's all dudes in the school. And I'm just going to say Morehouse has a history, a good history. I ain't trying to put nothing negative on Morehouse. Then you got Spelman, an all-female college for the girls. And you wonder why, men and women is more divided now than ever. Well, Atlanta been running the hip hop culture, black culture for a long time. Black culture is Atlanta. Well, Atlanta is black culture, and that don't matter where you live at, because you've been hearing Atlanta on the radios for the past 30 years. You've been watching Atlanta on TV, Tyler Perry movies and shit for the past 30 years. And on top of that, the brothers usually got to stick with the brothers for economic reasons, and the women usually stick with the women for economic reasons. So in the modern day, you know, and everybody moving to this place that you don't really have a history, you don't understand the history of it. Everybody just got their hands out for a bag and trying to get some money. Well, you know, things go a certain way around here. Not all the time, but a lot of times it is what it is. And if I'm wrong, you can tell me I'm wrong, but that's Negro here, no there. I'm about to go ahead and end this on a positive note. Because if you ain't get it, you don't get it. I don't got to go into details. People be chasing that cheese and wind up in the trap. But if you already from somewhere, you know how to maneuver there. I'm talking to the out-of-towners, man. For all the Atlanta natives, and you know, of course you know your city. You was raised up in your city. Your grandparents, y'all already knowing. It be the out-of-towners that be getting caught up in some shit. Because you don't really know what to look out for like that. And when your eyes fixated on advancement, people be talking about, oh, I moved to Atlanta so I could start my music career. So I could start my acting career. Well, I'm down here because I want to, get my beauty career and shit. It's people already. Who told you plan on stepping on in order for you to get your shot? Who you plan on effing over to put yourself in position? What are you willing to do to even matter in this situation? A lot of times people come down, you're going to have to bust it open. Oh, I heard you own your own beauty shop. Yeah, I want my beauty shop. I want it to be just like yours. Yeah. I see what you do. I would love to do what you do. I admire you. I love to do what you do. You come out the gate kissing somebody's ass. Next thing you know, you some booty on the chain gang. Y'all remember this? Look. Who was the chick? Oh, look at this. Look. I swear I'm about to get out of here. T.I. and Tiny, King Hair is named in trafficking allegations. That's because there's so many willing, eager people that want to be in their circle that'll do anything. And when I say anything, they get around T.I. and Tiny. Next thing you know, they in their bed. What else they got to offer somebody that got every damn thing? People go to the Trap Museum and get trapped. People go to T.I. restaurant. He's standing at the table with all the bad bitches talking about you can have whatever you like. And it ain't for free. Ain't nothing for free. Look at this. T.I. Tiny defends Diddy after not guilty verdict on sex trafficking and racketeering charges. People want to charge you so bad for being freaky. I'm just going to end this on the pod. I could go on and on for days with this shit, but yeah, let's just end this on a positive note, man. And matter of fact, let me thank everybody that tuned in before I get out of here, because we going to be back and we going to be talking about something else. For all the people that hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, left a comment and all that, I want to let y'all know y'all appreciate it like Tupac's mama. A healthy life is a healthy life. And that could be whatever you want it to be. You really don't have to follow no guidelines. It's all about what makes you happy. But unfortunately, a lot of things that make people happy make people sick. Some people love drama. Some people love junk food. It makes them happy. And they wind up with all different types of diseases. Some people just love and gotta have sex. That's their passion. Some people think that's the best thing they know how to do. And that's what makes them happy. So if being healthy is what makes you happy, or what makes you happy makes you healthy, you may need to change some things that make you happy. They say the same things make you laugh, make you cry. You're gonna have to figure it out for yourself. And that's what it's all about. You're gonna have to find a way to build a better relationship with yourself and ask yourself some questions. That's what really leads to a healthy life. Michael Jackson said it best. Sometimes you gotta talk with the man in the mirror and decide if the good outweighs the bad in every situation in your life. A healthy life is a healthy life, but it's your choice on what healthy is. What's healthy for you may not be healthy for somebody else. It's some old man right now, 80 years old, smoking cigarettes, eating pig skins, and ain't sick. Then you got somebody out there, a vegan, eating all that soy and sick as a dog with a pot belly, looking pathetic. You gotta find it for yourself, but the only way you can find it is if you look within yourself, man. What worked for somebody else ain't gonna work for you. People want to be in somebody else's mix, and that's why you got so much of this HIV, AIDS and shit going on, because people want to be all up in what somebody else got going on, but what they got going on, it ain't gonna work for you like how it's working for them. You gotta be your own individual. People would rather not be an individual because it's easier to just fit in with the flock. And you being your own individual might be weird to a lot of people. So to avoid being a lame, people would rather conform to the structural norms of society. And it may not work for you. For some people it do. I can't explain it. Some people can go out there, have all the sex. There's plenty of brothers out there that got 10 kids or more. And they thriving and they all right. But just because that worked for him, don't mean that's gonna work for you. There's plenty of women out there selling their bodies and getting the bag, and they actually doing well for themselves. But just because they getting it like that, don't mean it's gonna work like that for you. And it's hard to say what's right and what's wrong. That's something you gotta decide for yourself. What they say, there's necessary evils or whatever the case is. And maybe there is. You know, maybe it's necessary to tell somebody off. That way they'll learn not to try nobody else. Sometimes it's necessary to be negative towards somebody. Maybe a positive can come out of that. You gotta look for the silver lining in all of this. When you sick and you ain't feeling well, that's when you gotta take a step back and hold yourself accountable. And if you feel like somebody infected you or affected you, you gotta hold yourself accountable for even allowing for somebody like that to take advantage of you or put you in a situation like that, regardless of what the situation is. And not saying that you could change the past or put yourself at fault, but you gotta do what you gotta do to prevent something like that from happening again moving forward. Maybe you trust somebody that you felt was trustworthy and found out that they wasn't trustworthy. Now you feel like a victim. And I'm not saying you should never trust again, but you gotta create a repellent for yourself. You got to build an immunity, a system that keep bullshit like that away. And it can be done. There's plenty of animals in the animal kingdom that have natural repellents that keep pests or predators away. You gotta create that concoction for yourself, man. Health is hell. You gotta figure it out. What's healthy for you specifically and make it make sense. For me, I figure the more time I spend focusing on what I want, it's time well spent. A lot of people wake up in the morning and think about the shit that they don't like or have a fixation on all of the things that they don't like. You could name more things that you don't like than you can name the things that you do like. You can name more people that you don't like than you can name the people that you do like. You got all the don'ts in your mind, but very few things that you do enjoy, that you do love, that you do like. And that's where sickness and disease settle in. A lot of y'all be talking about the type of men you don't like. And that type of man wind up being your baby daddy 2, 3, 4 times. A lot of men be going on and on about the type of women that they don't like and find themselves married, headed to a divorce with these women over and over again. So a healthy life is a healthy life. Once you figure that out, then you will be all right. My advice to people out there, one of the main things you should be trying to do is break generational curses and break cycles that's been going on for generations within your family that you know of. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't even know of the curses that plague their families or plague their parents and their parents' parents. I feel like that should be a quest for everybody out there to break them cycles, because a lot of the shit that's going on is generational and they know that. So if they put something out there and they know that you have a natural knack to react or get involved in certain things due to historical reasons, then it's going to be easy to get people caught up, because it's systematic that people do and behave the way they behave. I'm going to say something else before I get out of here. People not going to like it. But people congregate for all of the wrong reasons. And that's what leads to a lot of these diseases out here. When people of color get together, it's for a concert or some negative shit. A lot of times. People congregating at a Glorilla concert. What the fuck they talking about? I doubt if it's something positive. People come together in fucked up situations a lot of times. Back in the day, people would congregate for positive events. People would congregate at the church and have holy biblical conversations and shit. People would congregate for community events and shit. Depending on where you meet somebody or where you going to congregate can have a lot to do with how the outcome of a situation is. You meet somebody at a Moneybagg Yo concert or something like that. Whatever comes after that, it might not be good. But that's Negro here nor there, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section. And please get them women's off the screen. Because this really have a lot more to do about the men than it have to do about the women any day. The men is a major part of the problem. Because men will bang any damn thing. I seen it. It don't matter what somebody look like. For all y'all dudes out there, you got a fine girlfriend or whatever the case is, and you worried about niggas trying to holler. Niggas gonna try to holler at any goddamn thing. It don't matter what somebody look like. There's no point in being jealous of another man. Because for the most part, it don't matter what, who, how, where. Dudes gonna let that thing fly if they get the opportunity. So a lot of men need to step it up out there and decide, hey, you know, I'm better than my options. I'm better than what's out there. Men gotta hold themselves to a higher standard. Cause there's a lot of traps out there. I promise you. You get online, it's a whole bunch of people displaying their goods or whatever the case. And if you trying to be greedy in the world that we living in now, you headed to disaster. You really gotta curb your appetite for all of this madness that's going on out there. If you a man living in these times, you gotta hold yourself responsible for your sexual appetite. And understand that if you gonna do something sacred, at least make it holy. Because that's the only way it's gonna be right. And that could help you avoid a whole lot of situations, man. You come into somebody's nasty ass house, you gots to know it ain't nothing but demons up in there. She asks you to bring over a bottle of yak before you come over to the house. You know she about to be conjuring up some spirits up in there, and it ain't gonna be good. Hey, babe, I'm down the street. You know, I'm about to stop, get some gum for my breath, and I should be there in about 5 minutes. Okay, well, can you stop to the liquor store and get me a bottle of Jack Daniels before you come, and give me a bottle of Wild Irish Rose? And if you smart like me, you figure if she about to get her drink on, it's about to go all the way down. That's an invitation. You know you about to clap them cheeks. She trying to get drunk, and this the first time of y'all getting together, whatever. She wants you to go pick up a bottle. A lot of brothers would be in that liquor store getting that bottle for old girl. But you gotta ask yourself, my brother, how many men she asked to stop and get her a bottle? How loose is that goose? Do you really want to try it out? You might want to pass on that and keep some money in your pocket. And I know a lot of y'all thinking, how you gonna be holy coming into an unholy situation? The only way you can be holy and not come into how would I say that? How you gonna be holy and come into an unholy situation? You gotta avoid the situation altogether. You gotta see past that. That's the only way you're gonna make it right out here, man. You gotta look the other way. And that's all right. And I wish men out there would stop trying to holler at somebody, because these times don't call for that no more. Leave these women alone. You see a woman, you find her attractive, you think she cute or whatever, good for her. It ain't never gonna be good for you. We gotta give the ladies a break, fellas, and let them go their own way and live their life, especially if you ain't trying to help somebody out. Now, if you trying to help and you trying to drop a bag or whatever, you trying to give willingly. And when you give, don't expect nothing in return. A lot of brothers willing to give because they expecting something in return. But you might get in return some HIV. It be dudes, they'll take you out on a date, and they thinking to themselves, oh, I'm gonna get some cheeks. They expecting to get some cheeks. You got HIV for a double cheeseburger. and the strawberry lemonade. A lot of y'all out there, that's how y'all got it. For some Rasta pasta and some plantains, that's how you contracted your HIV. You just had to make an exchange. You had to exchange for some goods. If you gonna give from a giving heart and don't expect nothing in return. And that way good things will come to you, my brother. I really don't understand the point in having all this sex when people out here doing so bad. People got their priorities fucked up. It really boils down to the men. It be chicks out here, they be looking terrible. They financial situation fucked up. They got, how you gonna be the third baby daddy? Or the second baby daddy for that matter? I'll get a second one to pass. But when you become the third, the fourth baby daddy, you know you swimming in some danger. It boils down to the men. That's my conclusion with this video. I ain't even ready to finish the positive note. There's some more stuff I want to say. Because the more and more I talk about this, the more and more I come to conclusions. This whole thing that's going on in Atlanta with the HIV and all this stuff carrying on, it got everything to do with the men in Atlanta. It's not the women that's the problem. It's the men. And now you got this shit lingering with the job losses and stuff. Look at this. In 2019, an article from the LinkedIn Social Impact, I think I read that already. Let's get into this. According to Catalyst, ERGs can be thought of as voluntary employee-led groups that foster inclusive work environments aligned with business values, goals, and objectives. Often, ERGs focus on a shared identity, race, religion, being... Hold on, y'all. Yo, who this is? Okay, I don't know. Okay, often ERGs focus on a shared identity, race, religion, being a parent, LGBTQ plus status, etc. ERGs provide employees with pathways to network, connect across departments, find mentors, and build relationships, but many organizations are quietly shuttering their ERGs amid growing anti-DEI sentiments, having less opportunities to be in community with employees that at different levels in the organization can exacerbate the network gap that Black women face. Mentorship and sponsorships, which are often perceived to, so they starting to shut down a lot of those, the ladders that was provided for the women. And on top of that, they throwing this shit on top of it. So what's going to happen in the next 10, 20 years or so? That's where this situation get grim, because there's definitely an agenda at play. With these factors stacked on top of each other, what do they plan on doing with people of color? Not just the women, because the men depend on the women. So it's a lot of brothers out here. People's livelihoods is dependent on women, especially in the Black community. If it wasn't for the women, we ain't got shit to stand. We ain't got a leg to stand on. So this directly affect the males in our society, man. That's why when you see a sister winning, you need to be celebrating, jumping up and down, because that give you an economy to breathe. When you see a sister surviving with kids and she doing it all by herself and they all dressed to the nine and they doing good, that should be an indication that your ass have an opportunity to survive. But with this going on, this is scary for the entire black community. This is something that need to be fixed ASAP. And plus, all the immigrants catching hell, and shit, what we gonna do? My prediction, 10 years from now, people gonna be trying to figure out how to relocate to another country. And I don't think the other country's gonna be so willing to take people in. People gonna be trying to figure out, well, hell, where can we go that we can thrive? Let me look at something real quick. And y'all stay tuned. Because that's a good ass question. Where can we go to survive? Let me see. If I can get a good look at this. Zoom in a little more. Man, there's a lot of people moving to Thailand. Thailand only so big. It's so many brothers in Thailand right now. And you know why they're there. There's plenty of dudes in Thailand right now. And before you know it, they gonna wind up sending them niggas back. Because a lot of times people go places, don't know how to act. They fucking up their economy and shit. Just like when the pandemic broke out, they found a reason to get rid of all the Africans in Europe and China, especially in China. You seen them on the news. They was putting them niggas on boats and planes, trying to get them. They was looking for a reason to get their ass out of there. Look at this. Hold on. And can you imagine all them freaky brothers in Thailand doing what you know they out there doing, and then bring their ass back to America? Man, that's even more scary. Them brothers out there in Thailand doing a little bit of everything, then bring their nasty ass back to America. So that's gonna be a no-go. I don't think that I'm trying to think of somewhere for the ladies out there. You move to Australia, it's gonna be a different type of black man waiting for your ass. Hold on, look at this. I know I spelled that shit all the way wrong. For the ladies, y'all go on and move to Australia, it's gonna be a brother just like this. Like, hi. It's gonna be a man like this trying to holler every day. Like, what's up, baby? Your kids, when you do have kids. And shout out to my Australian Aborigines and stuff. But hey, if you want to go to Australia, then, you know, it is what it is. For the brothers out there, I don't know. Y'all gonna have to figure that part out. Puerto Rico doing bad right now. Puerto Rico catching hell. That ain't no destiny. And when you get there, they gonna call you all types of shit. You ain't gonna know what they talking about. So people gonna have to figure it out. You figure since we already in America, Canada not that far. I predict a lot of people moving to Canada over the next 10 years. Moving to Mexico, it's a lot of femicide going on. Y'all seen what happened to Shanquilla back in the day. So Mexico might not be the move. South America, they ain't, man, anywhere in the Caribbean, once you gonna get your head bust wide open as soon as you start talking that American shit. Africa ain't going. I mean, there's some countries over in Africa, but as soon as you start complaining, it's gonna be a whole nother story. I don't know, man. It's looking grim. And I ain't got all the answers, but one thing for sure, it's looking real scary in Atlanta right now. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. A healthy life is a healthy life. You gotta figure that out for yourself. And can't nobody else tell you what that is. You're gonna have to take the time to really think it over and consider your parents, if you know who they are, and what can you do better. Your life is like an empty chalkboard that your parents put together. You can erase all the negative shit that they put on the board and put your shit on the board and represent for your people or for your family or whatever the case is. Represent for your mama. But the problem is you can't have one without the other. So you got to consider both of your parents when you're trying to make changes. And that's going to be hard for a lot of y'all to do. It's easier said than done. But your genetic makeup is made of 2 different components, man. You got to factor those in there. And you can always be a better man than your father, and you could be a better woman than your mama. You think better, you do better, man. That's where I say it starts. If you really want to make a difference, you got to consider yourself. But that's Negro here nor there, man. I don't see this slowing down no time soon. It's something it's an invisible ghost that people really don't understand what it is. You know, people go based off of what they're told. And they've always been that way since the beginning. People go based off of what they're told about the situation. But the truth is, you the only person that can determine your state of health. You leave it up to somebody else, you're going to be fucked up. They could do what they want to do with you. If you willing, let you bump into somebody on the street and tell them that they got any damn thing and you could help them out and their life depends on it. You going to have them by the balls. If they willing and if they willing to go along with whatever you telling them, if you can convince them, then hell, you could do what the fuck you want to do with them. Like, look, man, you got that mumbo jumbo on you, man. I got this juice, I got this tea. It's gonna run you 150. I can see it in your eyes, nigga. You got the mumbo jumbo. You go home paranoid. You all in church praying. I got the mumbo jumbo, man. You sounded like a nigga from a black exploitation movie. And you meet up with this fool to give you that juicy juice every 2 weeks for $500. And in your mind, it all depends on what you, life is what you make it, man. I'm going to leave it at that. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. But that's Negro here. Hey, everybody go get tested. And know your status. That's all I'm going to say, man. Y'all be good out there. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Yo, Reg, cut this thing off, man.